Hi, welcome to reading Lotus Sutra. Today we're on chapter 24, which is a great chapter. It describes Avaolokitesvara. Some people call this being Guan Yin, some say he, some say she. So I didn't take the liberty, others have, of referring to Avaolokitesvara as a she in this chapter. Chapter 24. Then Bodhisattva Mahasattva Akshayamati arose with a question. Approaching the Lord, he knelt and raised his hands in supplication. Respectfully addressing Lord Shakyamuni, the young man asked, "Why is Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avaolokitesvara thus addressed?" The Lord answered that the many suffering creatures throughout the world are released from their many troubles when this precious name is heard. Her name means regarder of sounds of the world. And she answers when anyone calls for help from innumerable impending disasters. Caught in a fire, a raging river, or a great storm at sea, calling out to Avaolokitesvara will deliver someone surely. Even a man sentenced to death can call out on his execution day. When he uses this saint's name, the executioner's sword will break. If goblins and giants were teeming all around, you could call out, and those monsters would forget what they were scheming about. If someone were handcuffed, they could call out this name, and all their fetters would fall away, even heavy iron chains. Such is the power of the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avaolokitesvara. She can save a caravan from an army of heavenly armed robbers. Should the whole caravan call out and adoringly invoke Avaolokitesvara, the whole company would be brought to safety by the Bodhisattva. Call adoration, adoration be to the giver of safety, Avaolokitesvara Bodhisattva Mahasattva, with surety. Listen, young man of good family, Avaolokitesvara can make you become free from the grip of passion, infatuation, and hate. If a woman desires a son and she calls Avaolokitesvara adoring, she will get a son who is handsome, healthy, and charming. Desiring a girl, she will get a beautiful child who plants good roots. Such is Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avaolokitesvara's power to help you. Adoring this saint, cherishing her name, will bring unfailing profit. Imagine it in contrast to worshiping Buddhas in terms of merit. If one honors Buddhas equaling sand grains of 62 great rivers, offering robes, bowls, couches, and medicines in the role of almsgiver, the accumulation of pious merit produced through all these gifts equals one repetition of Avaolokitesvara's name while cherishing it. Bodhisattva Mahasattva Akshayamati then asked the Lord, "How often does the great Avaolokitesvara visit the Saha world?" He asked if the great Bodhisattva Mahasattva teaches the law. He asked Sugata to elaborate on the range of Avaolokitesvara's skill. The Lord replied that Avaolokitesvara is now preaching in some worlds in the shape of a Buddha, in others as a Brahma, as Indra, and more. She assumes the shape of a hermit, or she will play the part of a goblin if those who need to hear the word are best served by such apparitions. She can be any form of personal god or any manner of person, a ruler, a rich man, a general, or she could be an imp or a demon. So honor Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avaolokitesvara, young man, truly, for in this Saha world we call her Abhayadara, giver of safety. The Bodhisattva Mahasattva Akshayamati asked then eagerly, "Lord, should we give some form of decoration, a gift of piety?" The Lord answered that he should, if he felt it was opportune. So Akshayamati took a precious pearl necklace that he had worn. He presented this valuable treasure to Avaolokitesvara humbly, saying, "Please accept this offering as a decoration of piety." The great Avaolokitesvara took Akshayamati's precious string of pearls, and out of compassion for Akshayamati and others in the world, for the 4 classes of hearers, the serpents, and the rest, she took that offered necklace and divided it precisely in half. Avaolokitesvara then presented those 2 beautiful pearl strands to Lord Shakyamuni and Prabhuparatana in the bejeweled stand. Lord Shakyamuni then related a tale from long ago to illustrate how Avaolokitesvara's good works show. He said once, Kitravagga approached the Jina's son to politely ask why Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avaolokitesvara is thus addressed. The Jina's son was Akshayamati, meaning ocean of profound insight. He considered the question and said, let's expound upon her great might. Over innumerable eons, under many millions of Buddhas, Avalokitesvara has compassionately wrought miracles. Hearing, seeing, and always thinking to destroy all suffering, Avalokitesvara helps relieve the grief of all living beings. If someone is thrown in a pit of fire by a murderous, wicked enemy, the poor victim can call out for Avalokitesvara, and rain will pour freely. If they fall into a tossing ocean where horrible sea monsters are teeming, by thinking of Avalokitesvara, they'll float upon the waves, never sinking. If a man is hurled from atop Mount Meru by someone scheming their death, they can call out to Avalokitesvara, and they'll float down light as a feather. Surrounded by a host of enemies, armed with swords freshly sharpened, by beseeching Avalokitesvara, those angry enemies will become friends. A man sentenced to die, his neck bared upon the chopping block, can call Avalokitesvara, and the executioner won't be able to chop. A man shackled in irons can think of Avalokitesvara longingly. Those bonds will quickly loosen, and the man will go scot-free. If spells are cast via witchcraft or by ghosts or herbal potions, Avalokitesvara can reverse them if you wish upon her with devotion. If goblins, dragons, demons, ghosts, or others are threatening, think of Avalokitesvara, and they won't be able to do a thing. If hungry wild beasts with sharp teeth and claws surround you, think of Avalokitesvara, and they'll scatter deep into the woods. If snakes surround you, burning you up with their fiery venom, think of Avalokitesvara, and they'll quickly lose their poison. If struck by lightning, think fast. Avalokitesvara will make that bolt cool. Avalokitesvara beholds all who sorrow, even gods when they have trouble. She possesses power, knowledge, and skill, and inhabits all directions, ending wretchedness, birth, death, and disease for all creatures in creation. Hearing this, Akshayamati felt joy and uttered the following lines. O Avalokitesvara, your eyes are all-knowing, clear, and kind. Your face is so beautiful. You shine spotless and bright as the sun. You're radiant as fire. Your luster spreads everywhere, to everyone. You are rooted in compassion and surrounded by good qualities. You rejoice in kindness and quench suffering with your charity. In any quarrel, dispute, or battle, when danger is imminent, thinking of Avalokitesvara quiets foes and ends foemen. Think of Avalokitesvara, whose sound is like thunder or heavenly drums. Her good voice is that of a god of creation, carrying the gamut of tones. Think upon her tranquil mood, her pure countenance and beauty. She is protector, refuge, and recourse in the face of death and calamity. An ocean of perfected virtues, beholding all with benevolence, Avalokitesvara is worthy of adoration, full of tender-heartedness. Destined one day to become a Buddha, the universal chief and Lord, I humbly bow to Avalokitesvara, destroyer of danger and sorrow. She is a rich mine of monastic virtue, a universal chief of kings, for thousands of eons plying this course of compassionate caring. Serving Chief Amitabha, tamer of men in the pure world Sukhakara, through meditation in all regions, Avalokitesvara honors the Jina. In Sukhakara there is no gender, and sexual intercourse is unknown. The sons of Jina spring to birth sitting in undefiled lotus blooms. Amitabha sits on a throne in the cup of a lotus, his countenance shining. This worldly king has so much merit, he is unsurpassed among mankind. Praise to this king, he has no equal. May we all soon become like thee. Thereupon Bodhisattva Mahasattva Dara knelt on one knee. Raising his joined hands up toward the leader, he said, O Lord, they must have planted good roots if they hear these good words. This Dharma Paryaya chapter on Avalokitesvara has power to transform. While it was expounded, 84,000 living beings were reborn. Their minds were drawn to that supreme and perfect enlightenment, while the assembly heard the all-sighted one's great achievements. Love that chapter. May you know peace, peace, peace.